Welcome everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how to insert multiple voices into EdgeCAM 2020 milling program. I'm going to work in homework mode, so I'm going to the managers and license manager, and I'm choosing the homework mode license. I restarted software in homework mode, and I'm also going to restore the factory settings to show you I'm not using any special settings during the creation. The next important step is to select the sample tool store, which includes the fixtures that we are needed. And after that you can create a new milling part. As you can see, my part is pretty long, so for the proper manufacturing we need to add the two vices to ensure the necessary stability during the machinings. For the first step, select your base points, and I'm going to fit a stock on it. I'm adding some offset to every component to ensure enough material for the machinings and to make enough space for the vices to press the part. As you can see, there is more material on the downside of the part. After fitting the stock, let's create a new milling sequence. Show all the machines, and I'm going to use a simple vertical mill in millimeter units. Now the part is placed into the machine. So for the next step, we need to draw some grid lines to define where the vices should touch our part. For this one, I'm creating a new layer named grid lines, and it's important to see the red icon at the grid lines layer. That means it's the active layer. I'm drawing single line geometry and using the corner points of the stock to create it. Then I'm translating this line 150 millimeters into X direction. As you can see, here is our line. I'm repeating this operation on the other side of the part. The only difference, I'm translating it with negative 150 millimeters in direction X. We have the grid lines. Now we can add our fixtures from the fixture database. I'm using a Gerard device, and it's important to click out the auto positioning. Now I'm hiding my machine, and I only want to see the grid line layer, and I can choose the 2 points of our grid line to define the position of this fixture. And it says cycle this to be regenerated. We have to go to the machining part, and we have to edit this update fixture instruction, and you have to click in to reselect the geometry and the coordinate, and select this fixture to add, and do not select anything to remove. Now our vice is added. You can regenerate the cycle, and we can now add the second fixture. I do not want to remove the current fixtures. The second vice is also a Gerard device, and only want to see the grid lines layer and selecting the 2 points. Now we have to repeat the updating of the fixtures. Also want to reselect the geometry and add both fixtures, and do not remove anything. Now show all the layers. And we have to place our part and stock into the correct position. Go to the setup and move the components. I use the front view and I only want to move the part and the stock until we have the correct position. Okay, we have our part and stock in the correct position. Now I want to see the table of the machine and I'm placing the fixture into the correct position on the table. Now the cycle needs to be regenerated. Just repeat the operation which I showed you the last time. And now you can create the machining operations for this program. I created the first couple of steps of the machining, and as you can see in the head of the simulation, there is some parts where the tool cannot remove the material from there. So for fixing this, I'm going to edit this update fixture operation, and the fixture offset should be a little bit less, like 1 millimeter. And after the cycle regeneration, we can look at the simulation, and in the end of it, you can see there is no collisions and the whole part is machined. Now if you finish the whole machining of the first side, you have to turn around the whole part. Before this, you have to insert some other instructions to the program, like you have to update the stock, and you also have to update the fixtures, and we don't want to add, we want to remove these two vices. After this, in the simulation, you can see in the beginning of the simulation we have our fixtures here, and in the end the fixtures are removed. Now we should turn around our part. Go into the setup and we're gonna create a new work plane, which is face normal. I only want to see my part. Now you can create a new milling sequence using the same machine as before, and I'm using the work plane 0 which I created before. Now my part is turned around. Here I created two guidelines, but this time they are not touching my stock, they are touching the surface of my part, because I want to place the fixtures on the surface of my part, not on my stock. And now we can use the fixture database. Yes, I want to remove the current fixtures. I'm also using a Girard device without auto positioning. I only want to see the grid lines. And as you can see, my vise is positioned. You have to repeat the updating again, just like on the first side before. Now you can add the other vise. I don't want to remove the current fixtures. Also Girard device with these 2 points. And repeat the updating. Now you can do the positioning of the part and the fixtures just like on the first side before. Okay, I did the positioning. The cycle needs to be regenerated. So just repeat the previous operation. And now go into the simulation, and we should use both of these programs. In the beginning of a program, the fixtures are touching the stock, and in the end of the operations, the YCs are touching our pre-machined parts. In this way, you can add multiple fixtures into your EdgeCAM milling program. Thank you for your attention.